If a decision you made may have cost another person their life, would you at least feel like you owe some sort of an explanation? If your answer is yes, you're obviously not a Harris County Criminal District Court judge. They apparently feel like they owe none of us an explanation.
These hollow towers pierce the dying sun. Our ghosts are marching on the cracked concrete. We are the static in the sun.
Welcome back, America. The next step to making America great again is to do away with these hug-a-thug policies. It is absolutely ridiculous that these judges across America keep releasing known violent criminals and convicted sex offenders back onto the streets, only for them to commit even more heinous crimes, including cold-blooded murder. Innocent people, including children, are paying with their lives because some judges refuse to prioritize public safety. Take the tragic case in Tallahassee, Florida. Judge Tiffany Baker, she allowed a convicted sex offender, Daniel Spencer, to remain out on bond despite prosecutors' warnings. Weeks later, Spencer and the child's mother beat and murdered 5-year-old Missy Mogul. Governor Ron DeSantis signed Missy's law to stop this exact nonsense and called for the judge's impeachment.
And Governor Ron DeSantis has signed 2 bills aimed at protecting children from predators, as well as increasing penalties for sexual offenders. One bill, known as Missy's Law, is named after a 5-year-old girl, Missy Mogul, who was killed by her stepfather as he was awaiting sentencing for a separate charge of attempting to meet a minor for sex.
We had this bill in place then, Missy would be alive today. That's just a fact. We know that.
Missy's Law and House Bill 1159 works to ensure dangerous offenders are held accountable under Florida law. Under the law, individuals found guilty of or entering a plea for a dangerous crime will be immediately remanded into custody and held without bond while awaiting sentencing.
It establishes mandatory minimum terms of imprisonment for specified offenses committed by offenders who are 18 years of age or older. It also creates a life felony for the aggravated exploitation of a child under the age of 12.
This isn't isolated. In Harris County, Texas judges like Hillary Unger have faced heavy criticism for setting bonds that allowed defendants charged with murder, even those who had already pled guilty to prior murders, to walk free before sentencing, leading to more deaths.
Draymond Francis was released Wednesday from the Harris County Jail. The 27-year-old charged with capital murder of a police officer for the shooting death of Harris County Deputy Fernando Esqueda last July. In November, Hillary Unger of the 248th District Court seen here.
The 138 Harris County residents who died due to the courthouse revolving door include an 83-year-old grandmother, 3 police officers, and 3 unborn children. Even though there's no court order mandating it, newly elected criminal district court judges took it upon themselves to grant bond to almost all defendants appearing before them, no matter how lengthy their criminal history.
Reports show over 160 people murdered in that county by offenders out on bond since 2021. In Ohio, Judge Joy Kennedy lowered a bond to just $5,000 for Donnie Allen. Days later, he was charged with murder. In California, Judge Hector Raymond released multiple murder suspects without requiring any bail over prosecutors' objections. In Alabama, Judge Candace Pickett released a man already charged with murder and attempted murder after he allegedly opened fire on a crowd of teenagers at a bonfire, killing at least one of them.
Relatives of people killed allegedly at the hands of repeat violent offenders free from jail on multiple felony bonds denounced current Democratic criminal district court judges. We've been taking an in-depth look at these felony court judges for more than 2 years now. The 6 judges we've reported on the most that are up for re-election are 230th Judge Chris Morton, 262nd Judge Lori Chambers Gray, 180th Judge Deshaun Jones, 248th Judge Hillary Unger, 232nd Judge Josh Hill, and 228th Judge Frank Aguilar.
These aren't hypotheticals. These are real judges making real decisions that put predators back on the street with known dangerous records. Now, why can't these judges be charged with aiding and abetting or sued by the victims and families? The answer is judicial immunity, the long-standing legal doctrine that gives judges almost complete protection from civil lawsuits for actions they take in their official judicial role. Under U.S. law rooted in cases like Bradley v. Fisher in 1871 and Stump v. Sparkman in 1978, judges have absolute immunity for judicial acts performed within their jurisdiction. Setting or denying bond is considered a core judicial function. This protection applies even if the decision was reckless, negligent, or, in critics' eyes, grossly irresponsible. The Supreme Court has ruled that immunity holds even for facts done maliciously or corruptly, as long as the judge wasn't acting in complete absence of all jurisdiction. The reasoning behind it? To protect judicial independence.
262nd Criminal Court Judge Lori Chambers Gray. She has granted multiple bonds to 12 defendants who went on to allegedly commit murder. 180th Criminal District Court Judge Deshaun Jones. He has repeatedly granted bond to 9 defendants who went on to become murder suspects. 248th Judge Hillary Unger. She's freed 8 violent defendants on multiple bonds who went on to allegedly kill people.
You can't hold these judges accountable. The only thing you can do is vote them out of office.
Without it, judges could face endless lawsuits from every losing party, which might intimidate them and paralyze them in the courts. Appeals, elections, judicial conduct, commissions, and impeachment are supposed to be the checks instead. But here's the problem. When tragedies pile up, independence starts looking like unaccountability. Victims' families often have no civil recourse. Criminals' charges and aiding and abetting almost never stick because there's no proof of personal criminal intent to help commit the later crime. Just as bad or dangerously lenient bond decisions. This system is broken when the same judges repeatedly making these choices and endanger the public. Judges who show a pattern of releasing known violent criminals and sex offenders despite clear red flags should be barred from the bench. They should lose their power to make life or death situations about pretrial release. We need stronger reforms, mandatory detentions, like the laws in Florida, Misty's law, for violent and sexual offenses, easier impeachment for removal processes for repeated failures, and real transparencies on judges' bond records. Voters should know which judges treat public safety as optional. If a pattern of reckless releases leads to preventable deaths, that judge has no business wielding power in the judicial system anymore. It's time to demand accountability for that actually protects innocent lives, not just independence of the robe. What do you think? Should judges face real consequences for these decisions? Drop your comments below, like, and subscribe for more on crime and justice reform.